Microsoft's grand 50th anniversary event held in Washington on March 4th, an unexpected moment stole the spotlight from tech demos and corporate speeches. Indian-American software engineer Vaniya Agrawal, a Microsoft employee, stood up in front of the company's legends. Legends like Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, and Satya Nadella, and raised a very powerful voice of protest. She accused Microsoft of helping the Israeli military in Gaza, saying that company's technology was being used in the war that has killed over 50,000 Palestinians. And this is according to Gaza's health authorities. With emotion and urgency in her voice, she shouted, "Shame on all of you! 50,000 Palestinians in Gaza have been murdered with Microsoft technology." Well, this bold act wasn't just a public statement. It was backed by actions. Agrawal later mailed her resignation to the entire company, saying that she would not remain a part of an organization that, in her view, was indirectly supporting the violence. But the question is, why did she protest? Let's dwell deeper. The protest focused on Microsoft's reported $133 million contract with Israel's Minister of Defense. Under this particular deal, Microsoft provides cloud computing and AI technology, service that, according to activists, are being used for surveillance, military operations, and weapon guidance. Agrawal said that Microsoft had turned into a digital weapon manufacturer and that the company was violating its own human rights values. Let me tell you what exactly she wrote. "Our labor powers this genocide." She called on her fellow employees to hold the company accountable, ending her resignation letter with a very strong statement. Farewell and free Palestine. In fact, Agrawal wasn't alone in this. During a separate session at the same event, another employee, Ibtihal, interrupted Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa. While he was talking about company's AI assistant, Copilot, she stood up and said, "Microsoft technologies are being used to commit acts of genocide." But you know what interesting part is? The CEO responded calmly saying, "Thank you for your protest. I hear you," before she was escorted out later on. After that, she claimed that her access to work account was disabled after the event. Adding to this, so far Microsoft has not officially commented on the resignations or any accusations. The company focused the event on showing off its new AI tools and celebrating its journey. But the protests clearly shifted the mood, raising tough questions about the moral responsibility of tech giants in the global conflict. You know what's the bigger picture here? This protest comes during one of the most violent phases of Israel-Palestine conflict in decades. It started in October 2023 when a Hamas-led attack on Israel killed about 1,200 people and took 250 hostages. Then in response, Israel launched a massive military operation in Gaza. Since then, Gaza has seen over 50,000 deaths, and this is according to health officials over there. Over 2 million people have been displaced, homes destroyed, hospitals shut down, and basic supplies like food, medicine, and clean water has become scarce. While Israel says that it is targeting Hamas militants, international human rights groups, the United Nations, and several countries have raised serious concern about civilian casualties and the possible war crimes. But you must be thinking, why does this matter to Indians? Well, from Indian professionals working in global companies, specifically in tech industries, this story matters. It highlights a growing trend. Employees using their position to question the ethics and global impact of their companies. But let me add on, there is no proof. Vaniya Agrawal's protest is particularly significant because she represents the voice of Indian diaspora, a group that has always prided itself on intelligence, values, and justice. Indian origin engineers and developers are some of the brightest minds in Silicon Valleys and other tech hubs, and their stance on humanitarian issues can make a global impact. But we recommend that it should come out with a concrete proof. At a time when India itself faces questions about how to balance between diplomacy, trade, and human rights in global conflicts, Voices like Agrawal's remind us the coscience that has no borders. In the end, this isn't just a story about one engineer quitting a job. It's about tech, war, ethics, and personal courage. As AI becomes more powerful and widely used, how it's deployed and who is affected is becoming a major concern. Agrawal's protest may not change Microsoft overnight, but it has sparked an important conversation. And that conversation might just be the beginning of deeper change within the tech world. Powered once again by brave voices from the Indian community.